We are here to do your channel messages and what I see for your star sign in each month. Now, if you do like this content, remember to click the bell. And also we do have a brand new edition, which is the Romance Zone. So stay tuned for that. I will be bringing those channel messages with the tarot live by mid-month. So if you do wish this content ahead of the game, you can join a YouTube membership where I pre-release these a week ahead. Take care, and let's have a look at what I see for your zodiac sign this month. Hi, beautifuls. Welcome back for your star sign and my predictions for what's coming up for you. Very separately, as mentioned, we do have two editions this month for your star sign. So come through and check your romance house mid-month and the other content that we have. Now, let's take a look at what I see psychically coming through for your zodiac sign. Big changes. We are coming off the eclipses from last year, Mercury retrograde. All of us are feeling quite tired and we're out to, again, forward momentum. Now, I do feel particularly there's a potential, a lot of you maybe with second guessing yourself in certain circumstances. 1 minute going 20 steps forward, the next minute going 20 steps back. And it doesn't mean to say that success wasn't happening, but I do feel a lot more opportunities maybe were coming your way that could have created a bit of confusion. I do particularly feel many of you may be addressing elements of paperwork, especially in the first 2 weeks. I do particularly feel you could be looking at your contract sector as well, which ironically, we are going to get into quite deeply because it's quite a key theme this month for you. Those of you in the area of love, I really do feel there's some changes happening there. And I particularly feel communication is going to be the key. I do feel some of you can be hearing from a lot of people from the past, even though we technically do have Mercury direct. I do feel it's going to really be playing out till about mid-month. And really trying to make decisions based on those friendship groups, those connections, what way your career's going. It feels very, very personal. But I also feel some of your energy is changing within the relationship of yourself, which I will talk about a bit further into this, where it does come to wellness. Now, love definitely can have some changes, and I feel there can be some information coming in towards you. I especially feel there's possibilities in meeting people, especially at gyms, in your workplace. I do feel there's particular opportunities to meet and network. This can also be through barbecues and social settings, but I do feel it's directly through your social crowd this month. So stay tuned and stay open to those possibilities. I definitely feel that what you're looking for is somebody that's going to be quite autonomous, but at the same time able to socialize, very loves communicating. You guys are usually very intuitively have that intellectual need, have that intellectual stimulation requirement. So you're really going to be seeking energies that are quite really conducive with that. And I feel if they can be fluid with social energy as well as have that tradition and have that structure, I think you're going to be directly more attracted to them. This can kind of dissipate. It can be a bit of a change that you're directly going through as well. It can just be a theme that's coming up between now and March. So don't eliminate just yet. Be open to really researching those connections before you cast any major judgment, because I do feel you may change your opinion as we do move further into this. Those of you in coupledoms, I especially think you guys have gone through an immense amount of changes over the last few years. No relationship really will break up if it is completely, destined to be, so to speak. It's not like something comes about and suddenly you've got bad luck and it's just not there anymore. It's something that usually is quite a gradual situation. I do particularly feel if you're really unhappy in your relationship, some of you are feeling as though those changes maybe are taking you down a rabbit hole of something that doesn't really resonate with you. I feel for those of you where that applies, you may be pulling the pin. Others, it does feel it's more recharging the connection, looking at how far those changes have really taken the connection, and you now can actually have a bit more structure coming through, a bit more time for romance this month, which I think can be quite beneficial. I do feel, the communication and the intellectual energy is really going to benefit you. And I would say some of you are also trying to gain that self-esteem. You could be juggling quite a bit and wondering how you're going to do everything. So that may by mid-month cause some arguments. So just keep an eye on that mid-month. Your image overall, I do see changes, and this could be changes to your wardrobe. I especially feel this could be happening all through the month. If it is stress-based and it's like we're changing the outside, but really something's going on the inside, this could be a really good time to get into a routine, because I particularly feel both the image and the wellness kind of energy is coming through kind of in the same fashion. Some of you could be feeling as though you're trying to change your diet, change your health, change the way you are addressing things. And I do feel ultimately you're going to have a lot more energy, especially once you have a very clear direction of what you're wanting to address this month. I think if we move into each month this year, what's really going to benefit us is having goals. So, not making the major goal and the New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year, but really making it in each month so that we can set out to achieve something and we can get something out of each month. I think that's where you're going to gain the most success. Those of you in your career, I really do feel there could be a sudden change. There could be an upgrading of a contract. You may be deciding to transition careers. Some of you also could be retiring, but it does seem to be that there is something in the area of your career really shaking up in the first 2 weeks. And I feel if you delay, you may need to get more clarity before you pull the pin on a circumstance. It could be coming up more so towards the end of the month. But if it's something that's really been nagging at you and you felt that it was time to move on, this definitely would be the month to get your ducks in a row and achieve those things. And I do feel what you're looking for is structure and stability, and I do feel it's achievable. You definitely have your eye on that area over the next few months. So if you had some goals in mind that were really going to require that structure, this would be the time to really make those decisions. For some of you, it can be that you do get a pay rise. For some of you, it can be that you are going up to a new level, taking on a new role within your employment. But nevertheless, I do see changes happening there. Business, also for those of you that are running home-based businesses, things can start to get back on track. It could be super busy around the home zone, and there may have been some interruptions. It might have been extremely hard to concentrate for those of you working from home. I do feel that's going to ease up, but it does particularly come through by mid-month. So you may need to be a little bit more patient around that and have to use your time quite wisely. I especially feel mid-month you're going to be able to get on track of things, but definitely be careful with your spicy foods, because I'm saying some of you could be getting a bit of agitation coming through. This can be reflux or sort of acid reflux and things to that degree. So keep quite organised. Try to not burn yourself out, and definitely keep your hydration up this month. In business, I do feel there can be changes of your website, and this could be the beautification. This can be your reach. This can also be the growth in this area. I do particularly feel wealth can start returning to you now, and you can see some sense of change. I especially feel some of you could be actually adding new products, goods and services within the first 2 weeks. It can be a very good time to actually get on top of those things, especially if you had some creative projects in the background that you had wanted to open to the public in some shape or form or have on offer. I do particularly feel value both in what you give. You could be reevaluating it, but whatever you're offering, it's going to look like a dream come true. I do feel also keep very, what would the word be? I do feel websites, etc., are going to have very firm disclaimers. And I think this is going to be absolutely necessary psychically. I have been saying this. So make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, cover your tracks, do everything above board. I think it's going to be quite important. Where it does come to your wellness, I do particularly feel you're going to be very attracted to spicy foods by mid-month. And like I said, I was really seeing reflux. I was seeing you know, tummy going a bit off. You could be drinking a little bit more than usual. I would try and say keep your fluid up. Try to keep those things if you have to the weekend. But be very mindful because some of them can go to extremes. It can be a really beautiful mid-month time where you're socializing. This can be something that you really enjoy. Had to mute the microphone because I needed a cough. What else am I saying? Yeah, definitely see you guys wanting to get fit. I would say be careful. Make sure that you're stretching. Make sure that you are going into this circumstance. You're going to have a lot of energy, but we could be accident prone. And this could pretty much last till about March. But it's not to say don't try things. It's not to say don't get in there and get things done. You know, really looking after that. Definitely, if you feel something soft this month, go and get a check. I will check in with you with mid-month. Hope to see you back. Tell me how this resonates, and I'll see you on the other side.